Welcome, everyone. It's Julie Kurtz and Kim Ashley Mostert-Freiberg here to walk you through the instructions on how to submit the NFS satisfaction survey data using the electronic form submission. So Kim Ashley, let's navigate. You're already on the NFS Data and Resource Hub. And just for everybody listening, the NFS Data and Resource Hub is our one-stop shopping for all your data needs.
All right, thanks, Julie. So once you're on the NFS Resource Hub, you just want to scroll and select NFS Satisfaction Survey. This page will open for you to either select a bulk entry form or the electronic patient form. So today we're going to be really concentrating on the electronic patient form submission.
Kim Ashley, did you know that all of the resources that you need to complete the form and submit your data are located on this page? So for example, the average daily census, the ADC, is one of those data points that you need to submit. So you go when you open the ADC link and you receive an error. So like, what do I do? And this issue is related to you not having the personal health information access or the PHI access. So if you follow the instructions that are on our instruction guide form and just reach out if you're having any issues. So Kim Ashley, why don't you tell the field about why they need to know their ADC?
Sure. The ADC is important so that each site can determine how many surveys they need to complete each quarter. And remember, the number of surveys you should complete should equal at least 100% of your quarterly ADP. So when you open your ADP, I have Pyramid Access. You want to just make sure you're selecting the correct quarter for the data you're trying to find. And you want to make sure you're selecting the district for where your facility is located. Um, If you are unsure which district that you fall under, you can use the search. So you would put an asterisk and then start typing your site. So I'm in San Diego. You can see I fall under District 5, Vision 22, and here's my site. Once you click out of it, it'll populate. And I'm already looking at this and I know that this is not right. This is way too many patients for what my site holds. And it says multiple selections. So I've actually got multiple spaces or sites rather selected. So I just want to make sure that I uncheck and look through that I've only selected my site. And I'll repopulate and this looks more accurate. So this is my ADC for my current quarter.
So just remember for those that are listening, if your numbers are appearing a little higher than normal, make sure you just do that double check and pay attention, looking to make sure the national isn't checked or the VISN is checked. So you do need to pay very close attention to this. And if you need additional instructions, just head over to that instruction guide that's embedded on the page. So Kim Ashley, can you head back to the forms and just review the difference between the two forms that are available for your use?
Yeah, no problem. So the satisfaction survey quarterly data bulk form will allow you to enter the overall satisfaction data for that main question. My overall rating of nutrition and food service is excellent. The satisfaction electronic patient form will allow you to enter the response for each question and tally the responses. So using this option, your data can be entered when you're with a patient, or you can transfer the patient responses to this form from your paper survey. So choosing this selection will also automatically tally the responses to each question and count the total number of responses that you have inputted for the quarter.
Excellent. And just for those listening, just remember you can only choose one option per quarter. So you cannot mix and match the data in the same quarter. And after you see the demo on the electronic patient form, we hope you'll be interested in using this additional option for you, as you're going to get very useful information and some really cool visualizations. So Kim Ashley, let's head over to the form and get us started.
Alrighty. So once you get into the satisfaction survey, you just want to make sure you start by selecting your facility. So again, I'm in San Diego. This gray box up top, these will all populate for you based on your site. So you can make sure that that's accurate. And then you're just going to answer each question by selecting the drop-down bar. So you're with a patient, you're asking them on a scale of 1 to 5, and you're going to select whatever they agree with. So if I quickly just fill these out, oops, missed one. There we go. Then when we get to the bottom here, the diet order, the veteran location, and any comments, these are all free text areas. They are completely optional. Your site can choose if you'd like to use them or not. So at my site, we definitely do track our diet order to make sure we're surveying across patients. So I'm just going to add in some info here. And then we're going to click submit. Once you submit a survey, your form will repopulate to blank so that you can do multiple surveys back to back. In the moment when I'm like, oh, did I select that properly? Did I click submit or reset? Or I'm not sure maybe how many I've just done. You can go here at survey results in the top right and see your surveys right away. So again, slide down to your site. And then you want to slide all the way to the bottom for the most recent data. So you can see here today, right now, I just inputted this survey. So this is my most recent survey at the bottom. And
That's
then if
like
you want to go back, you just click back.
excellent. Will you show them how you saved your links?
Oh, yeah. Um, so you can, of course, access everything that you want from the Nutrition Data and Resource Hub. But for quick access to our survey, maybe I have our ambassadors do our surveys, so they do them on computers on wheels. They don't need access to the whole hub. They just need the survey. So we have saved it in a favorites bar. So you can see I've saved my survey directly. I've saved the hub, and we'll talk about Power BI in just a minute, but I've also saved Power BI directly, so I don't have to go through each thing one by one.
Thank you. And so uh, one of the great features with using electronic form is really the visualizations that we can get through the Power BI. So Kim Ashley is on the Data and Resource Hub, and she's going to scroll down to the actual report. So keep in mind, she was able to show you so you can see your data when it was when you input it, you can quickly get access to see what was submitted. But when it actually goes over to Power BI, that data is refreshed nightly. So when you submit the data, you're not going to see it on the visualizations until the following day. So, so this is how it looks on the Data and Resource Hub. But one of the features of heading over to Power BI, which she's going to show you there. So if you head, yep, you just open up the Power BI. And one of the good features of this is that you can do a lot of exporting to Excel, but when you actually head over to Power BI, like it looks like there, you do the same filtering. You can see that she already has San Diego open, and then you have your fiscal year open. And then if you want to export to Excel, yep, you can see there she's got the fiscal years and the fiscal quarters, and then you go to the top left-hand corner there and you hit the export, and you see how the PowerPoint is open. So you just select that PowerPoint, and then it takes a couple minutes to download. You'll notice that, but once you get the data into PowerPoint, you can see that that slide is ready for you to go. So you don't have to do any manipulation to Excel. It's right there for you, which is a really nice feature. And so just a couple things to be thinking about is like, how do I use this data? What do I do with it? How do I connect the dots? This slide then could be used if you're presenting to your NFS leadership, or many service chiefs or section chiefs sit on our administrative executive boards. You could use that data for this, or another idea would be even for your annual strategic planning, if you're using your customer satisfaction goals as one of your strategic goals. So all three different ideas on how to use the data and how it's already done for you. You don't have to make the graphs in Excel anymore. So Kim, actually, yep, head over to that electronic submission table. And so this is the same data, but this data is just in a table view. And so if you want to do any of your own manipulations, or you want to do something a little differently than we have for you, you navigate to the right hand of the table. And once you hover to the right hand side of the table, those ellipses will show up. You're going to select that and you're going to hit export data, and the data will just export to Excel for you. And then you'll have that data to manipulate as you please. And again, just make sure that you're using the filters for what they need to be filtered for. And that should be it on the visualizations. But I did have a real quick question, Kim Ashley. What would you suggest if people are using, like sites are using the GetWell network as their data source? Is there anything that they should do differently or should know about?
Yeah, so not all sites have GetWell Network, but in San Diego, we do use GetWell Network. Our survey is then loaded into GetWell Network. So these survey questions, we've loaded into GetWell Network for patients to take the survey at will, and they input their data at bedside. What this does is it generates an email to a data group that you've selected. So my email group has myself in it, and I get an email saying this patient has taken a survey and all their survey responses. I then jump over to this NFS patient survey, and just like I would a hard copy, I transfer the results from GetWell Network data into this survey data, and that way it populates into my total Power BI reports.
Oh, thanks. That's helpful. And then what about if, say, sites want to download the app, this form to their VA issued, like their mobile device or computer on wheels or laptop?
Yeah, great question. So we have included how to download the app in this NFS customer satisfaction instruction manual. So right here, it takes about 3 to 5 minutes to download the app, or feel free to reach out to Julie and she can help you on a little bit more detail.
Yeah, it's no problem. Like she said, it just takes a couple minutes to reach out if you have any questions. And Kim Ashley, anything else we should be telling the field about the electronic satisfaction form?
No, I think that about wraps it up. And we wanted to thank everybody for taking the time to view this video.